Joey, there's obviously been a lot of negativity about the season and the goal scoring not coming up. How do you kind of tune that out? And obviously, you're a guy that's on Twitter. I know you
Comes with the territory. It's the best way I can put it. I don't really think about it.
Joe, this will be the third. This will be the third time you face Ghana in a row. The second time for you. Is it a little bit better that you'll be facing them first instead of third in the group stage, as well as the knockout stage?
Yeah, they can't knock us out this time. Looking at it, I think it's a good opportunity for us to take some points out of that game and start the tournament.
Talk about who you played leading up to the World Cup. You played Azerbaijan and Turkey, two teams that didn't qualify. Is that a little bit more about any concerns about the teams that really
I mean, I guess you can look at it like that, but we're just looking at it as an exercise to try to apply what we did in training and also battle for spots and battle for the right to win the field.
You mentioned the training. They had a thing on HBO about the test, the fitness test. How tough was that?
Oh, that was hard, man. The beam test is no joke. It's really good right there. It's not easy, so just you take the time.
Because of the form, you were in very good form this year. How does that carry over to international game now heading into the World Cup? Does it carry over? Does it matter?
Of course, it gives me confidence, and I think everybody who plays this game knows that confidence is a really big part of soccer. And yeah, the last year I've been playing well, scoring goals on a regular basis, and that definitely gives me confidence.
Aaron, scoring that goal the other day, do you think you kind of introduced yourself to America in a way? They found out more about, got to know you, what you're all about a little bit?
I don't know, you tell me.
It seemed like it,
Yeah? I mean, I was just waiting on the bench the whole time, waiting for opportunity to get on the field and try to make a difference. And yeah, I came in and scored a goal, and couldn't be more happier about my game.
If Clint plays if Clint plays up front with Josie, he's going to be up there at times with Josie, and at times a striker. At times he's going to come underneath and be more of a number 10 and be a guy who's finding space in that hole. And so it depends on your players. You always have to have an understanding from the group of guys who's on the field. And make sure that now these guys know how to play, know how to move, and aren't getting caught worried too much about systems and formations and things like that. Obviously, look, the tactical side of the game is so important, and we'll make sure that we are as prepared as possible. But at the end of the day, it's the players that make the game.
Coach, what are your thoughts on the American support that will be traveling down there? I mean, there's 600 American Outlaws. And, when you guys are playing internationally, you have support that didn't happen 10 years ago. I mean, you look up there and see
the more the better. Every time I played a game, no matter where it's been, except Russia, there's been a huge amount of supporters, and it really helps. It feels like a 12th person.
What's different about your mindset in the game where you're coming off the bench or starting?
Yeah, it's a little different because you kind of try to read the game when you're on the bench. You're not doing all other sorts of things. You watch the game and see what the players are doing in your position, and finding ways to impact the game when you come in. So it's, as I was saying after the last game, Ole Gunnar Solskjær played for Man United. He came in and scored a lot of goals, and he was kind of live for a lot of Norwegians. So I watched him a lot, and if I can do the same things, then I'll be happy with that.
Do you feel any extra pressure with number 10 now?
No, not really. It's I'm honored to have number 10. It's pretty cool because it's been if you look at the history of the U.S. soccer players who more than 10, it's Tab Ramos, Claudio Reyna, Landon Donovan. So as I said earlier, I'm just kind of borrowing it. I'm sure I'll play with Landon again, and he has obviously more caps than me, so he'll get it back.
What has Jurgen said to you about the role that he wants you to play? Started with a substitute, and also as he sort of changed some of the formations and patterns that he's used so far.
The things that the coach tells me will be between him and me, unless he wants to tell you. So, yeah. In respect of him.
Looking back to having made this team, it must be very rewarding for you. Yeah, absolutely. It's it's a huge honor, and it is very rewarding because it took a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and perseverance to kind of get here where I am today, and so it does mean a lot.
What kept you going when those first few years in the league where you weren't getting much playing time?
The love of the game. You get paid to play a game. I thoroughly enjoy going out there. When I was in Houston, I had a great locker room and enjoyed going to practice every day. I enjoyed working and trying to get better.
Are they still teaching you things, or are you at a point now where you're just working? They've stopped with new information, and it's just about repetition of a game plan?
No, they're never stopping with information in different things to implement into your game. You never stop learning until you're done playing the game, that's for sure. Your opponent's always changing. A lot of times your teammates are changing. So, it definitely does come down to repetition and getting used to the guys around you and things like that, but they're always trying to implement new ideas and new strategies once you're out on the field.
It seems like Jurgen puts a lot of emphasis both on roles on the field and then also roles off the field in the locker room as a personality, as a group. Where do you think you fit in to the group? Why do you think?
I'm just trying to stay positive. That's kind of the person I am. I contribute in a way that I'm the happy guy.
Yeah.
Won't drag anybody down. I think it's important that everybody stays positive no matter how it goes or what happens. There's not just 11 guys who's on the field. You got 23 guys. Everybody has to stick together, and we demand the best from each player.
How excited are you to get this thing going? What's it like for you to represent your country?
Yeah, very excited. The build-up is exciting. It sets the stage, but at a certain point, it's like, let's get this going already. Obviously, we had a really good 2 weeks out at Stanford, and now it's exciting to come here to New York, get a few good training sessions in. Even this stuff, even if it's not everybody's favorite, still adds to the excitement, to the build-up. And look, we realize at this point it's just around the corner.
There's a lot of talk about the communication between the goalkeeper and the defenders and all that. You came in against Mexico, it was your debut, or qualifying debut, and have you taken a more vocal role as you've gotten more comfortable?
Yeah, I have to. It's part of the position that I play. It's part of the job requirement. If you want to play center back, you have to be vocal. You have to organize. You have to talk. You have to be demanding. So there's really no choice. If you want to be successful, you have to have that presence. So yeah, I've tried to, with every game, with every training, I've tried to get more comfortable in that role. But you mentioned Tim Howard being that guy behind us that's doing it, and he's one of the best in the entire world at communicating. Yeah.
Where does the confidence that you could feel you can get out of the group, where does that come from?
Well, I think we played tough games the last 4 years. Some tough games away from home. France, Italy stand out. Obviously, we didn't win the France game, but I tell you what, we played really well. We won away in Italy. So there's different moments like that. We've won in Azteca for the first time, so we've been challenged in big environments and big moments. Granted, you have to now do it over a week and a half, but those results obviously give us confidence.
Tim, you're one of the few players who actually have experienced the World Cup. What do you tell the other guys who haven't? And is there something that you can prepare and tell them, or is it something you just have to
No,
experience?
I don't think you can. Once the lights go on and the national anthem plays, words aren't going to help you. I just try and lead by example in training, obviously in games, and see where that takes us. But yeah, the words are very hollow, especially in those moments. Each player will have to prepare in their own way.
Tim, why do you think Josie struggled so much this year in his career?
Premier League's a tough league, When you look across the board, very few strikers, who come in on their first year set the place ablaze. It's tough, and you have to really find your feet. That's not working for us.
How tough is it for you to play on the left as opposed to the right? I know you kind of made that transition. You've never really played left for Nuremberg. Was it a tough transition, and do you feel comfortable there?
Yeah, I played just 2 times for Nuremberg on left back, but I play sometimes here at national team on the left back. So I feel confident for going there. It's no no problem for me because I can shoot with left or right, you know. And so I play there where the trainer, needs me, and I only don't care which position I only want to have a seat.
When Tim yells at the defense, and he's done that a few times, how do you take it? Is it water off your back, and your reaction?
It's great. I love it. I welcome it. Any criticisms, even if he yells sometimes for mistakes, I think it helps us. At the end of the day, we all know that we're trying to win, and we're trying to help each other. And so if a guy yells, or if you mess up and make a mistake, it's a learning moment. And so Timmy's attitude has always been trying to help us. So he's never has a negative tone. It's always very positive.
The spotlight's obviously going to be on the defense. Is that something you welcome, or is it something you wish there was another story that people could focus on?
It's you guys that are saying the spotlight's on the defense. I mean, for us, we're not saying that at all. As players, the spotlight's on the team. There's storylines all over the field for us. I don't think as a team we're really focused on just the defense. We're focused on all the areas of the field. It's you guys that are making the defense such a big story.
For a guy from Central Jersey, what's it like representing your country again? Did it ever get old? No, it never gets old. I relish it more now that I'm coming to the end, so it's exciting. I love pulling the shirt on, hearing the anthem. It's amazing. Are you ready to get this thing going? I mean, have you had enough preparation? Yes. I'm looking forward to getting down to the hotel in Sao Paulo and just kind of getting used to our environment before we play.
Timmy, coming up to some individual awards, close to 100 caps, tonight, Casey Keller for us. Can you reflect on that now, or is it close to the World Cup or not?
Yeah, of course. I just saw Casey about 5 minutes ago. And, he was a guy I looked up to. He taught me so many things, and he's been critical in my learning curve, both in the Premier League and with the national team. So I know how talented he is. I know how great he has been for our country. So the fact that I'm even in touching distance exceeded my own expectations.
Because of the caps? You never know it, because they always play in Germany. I hope the weather's not so good for them and they don't so good against us, and then we take 3 points and go in the next round.
Why after 2 years are we suddenly seeing kind of instances, but we're seeing a format midfield, we're seeing performance, we're seeing one center midfielder higher than the other. All of a sudden, a month before World Cup, what does that mean? Is this simply, hey, let's add this wrinkle before we get into this, so it's an extra weapon in our arsenals, or oh my God, this might actually be how we look best?
Yeah, I think that Coach Husband and the staff do a great job of kind of evaluating where everyone is, and also not only our opponent but ourselves as well. And something that I think that has really helped that is that Michael Bradley, just his transformation into just a complete soccer player. He is, the absolute epitome of being a complete soccer player, and can really play that point of a diamond. And if you have great guys behind him, like a Jermaine Jones, Kyle Beckerman, that can really do some great work, it helps. And the amount of ground that they cover can really help that. And also, when you have guys like Graham Zusi and Alejandro Bedoya and Brad Davis, you kind of need that winger width. And I think that it's just one of these things that we have. We're able to adapt. We're able to play multiple formations and kind of interchange each other and whatever suits us the best. But also that we feel that we can take advantage of other teams. And so they do a great job of scouting opponents, and when we feel whichever one is beneficial to us.
What's it like to leave Stanford behind, training camp behind, and now move on to the next phase of getting ready for the Cup?
Stanford was great. Just to start off with, they were great. The facilities were great. It was a really good time, first class situation there for us. But as far as being there for 2 weeks, it does feel good to be on to the next portion, without a doubt. Knowing that first couple weeks of the really hard, physical, heavy workload, we were all able to fight through it and get through that. It feels good, and now we're on to the games and on to the fun stuff. So everybody's feeling good. We're happy to be here, getting ready for this next game against Turkey, and then moving on towards Brazil.
Is there anything you can do to slow him down? Any techniques you can use? You can use your body. You can use your...
I don't know. Usually, this is like it's like how you wake up in the morning, how you feel. When he feel good, you feel good. You have a battle, and then we will see what happens. So I think it's easy to say always, you have to watch out that he don't shoot. You don't have to watch out that he had. He can. He's like a perfect player, and so everything can happen.
Thank you. Do you feel like you must be playing on top of your game right now after a win like that?
Yeah, it feels good, man. After a long few weeks of training camp, some heavy legs and things like that, it always feels good to get out on the field and play a game. So I know everybody was looking forward to that game. It felt good. We obviously came out with a 2-0 win, so we were happy with that. A good step forward, and the progressions we want to make.
Discuss a lot of this made. You as a midfielder, a lot has been made about the diamond midfield and the team's gradual kind of. I don't want to say a full transition, but you guys have kind of implemented that the last two games. Discuss how you feel in that role of the diamond midfield. Discuss your past with it, and what are the challenges and the benefits of this formation.
For me, I really actually I enjoy it quite a lot. I've been a guy who's played in the middle of midfield, and I've been a guy who's played out wide as well. So it's kind of that hybrid position. So I feel like it kind of fits me pretty well. I feel comfortable in that position. Whether I see the game where I need to slide in or we need to spread wide. So that's fine with me. I'm good with either one of the positions.
You being in New York and everything's approaching. What's the vibe? What's the sense with this team as World Cup approaches?
I think the vibe is that everything is close. It's business time now. The roster's been announced. The 23 guys all know that they're going to be part of it. But now we have a responsibility to play our best, to advance out of the group, and to go down there and put on a good show.
Matt, with the diamond midfield that you guys have been using recently, how has that changed how you've had to organize the back and forth of the players ahead of you?
I mean, two things stick out for me when we play a diamond. The first is that our wingers are more tucked in, and so that allows our outside backs to get higher up the field, which I think is a great thing because that fits the way that we want to play. But for me, defensively, when that happens, you have to be aware of who's up the field. So if DeMarcus Beasley is making a run up the left, we have to be aware in the back that we only have 3 guys back there now, and we have to slide over to cover for him. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have a true holding midfielder. It's been Jermaine Jones the last 2 weeks or in the 2 games, one game that we played. But no, I mean, when you have a true holding midfielder, you know that you're going to have cover in the middle of the field. And for us as center backs, it can form a triangle. As a team, we want to have triangles all over the field. We want to have relationships with the guys next to you. You want to have 2 options at all times, and you want to have people covering you. So when you can create all these triangles, that really helps you. And then for me, one of the most important triangles to have is your 2 center backs and your holding midfielder. So when he has that role and he knows he can just sit there, that really helps us.
Who's the player that you saw in training that we're going to be surprised at when we see if they step on the field?
The young guys, you mean? I mean, all of those guys have fantastic characteristics.
It was monumental on how kind of being able to.
Aaron Johansson is just a pure finisher.
Each day that you can show what you have.
Guys like Mix,
to the coaching staff, I think it really
so
helps.
crafty on the ball. Julian is a guy who can make things happen as well. So, I think any of those guys are going to be itching to get their chance, and when they do, there's no doubt in my mind they'll do well with it.
How's your adaptation been since this is a new team for you, new experience?
It was very good. Everybody's nice to me. Clint Dempsey, George Yelty, giving me the feeling to be welcome on the team.
Were you worried or apprehensive about how they would receive you because you are new to the program and new to the team?
No, not at all. The perfect group, and everybody's nice to me, and I wasn't worried about it.
Where do you think you fit in heading into the World Cup? Do you feel as though you have the experience, first team experience, to be able to play in a World Cup? If so, why?
I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I want to help the team as much as I can. If I get the chance,
When you're taking on someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, how do you stop him, or is it just containing him?
How do you stop him?
Right.
You steal the ball from him. You know, he's human. You know, he's not a superhero. At the end of the day, we're all soccer players. He's the best soccer player in the world, so it's going to be difficult. But there's nothing that he does that is just so overwhelming that you can't stop. Having said that, yeah, we'd like to avoid the one-on-one situations. We'd like to always have cover. Maybe it's 2 guys, maybe it's 3 guys at times. You know, just containing him and always knowing where he's at. But it's not going to be a situation where 100% of our focus is on Cristiano because he's one player. It's the team that wins.